All right, here we are in this yard again. And look, y'all, I got shoes on. No, just playing. My intention was to get out here and get these last 4 rows that I've been letting sit tilled up because I was able to find some turnip and some kale seeds at the Tractor Supply today when I went in to get the bird food and everything. So I got out there because we just had that tornado watch and everything a couple of days back. The ground is soft and I just knew I could get out here, get it all tilled up, get these turnip seeds in so that I can have a harvest this year, because this has got to be one of the last weeks before it's entirely too late to be planting the garden in the first place. But since I lived off turnips last year from my first time doing the garden, I wanted to make sure that I definitely got those in the ground this year because they did really good. But then I'm in here digging, y'all, pulling up all the weeds. I done got this about a quarter of a way done, right? Got all the weeds out, got up, decided, okay, let me just go ahead and put a border around it. That way I kind of know what areas that I'm trying to till up so I can make sure I stay within that, because I didn't want to do any extra work. And I'm definitely not going to get over there and cut out those dang on bushes and weeds and stuff near the fence yet. So I got over here, got around the corner and looked up. And I was like, damn it, I can't believe I'm out here doing all this tilling when I got these dang raised flower beds from that sale the other day, and I'm not taking them down to the property. So I just went over and snatched them off the side of the shed and put them down at the far end of the garden and decided to try something different that I saw on YouTube here in the last few weeks. What I saw was someone taking raised flower bed, or they took a big tractor tire, y'all, filled it up with dirt and stuck a bunch of turnip seeds in there. And they did the leafy kind of turnip seeds. That way, when they grew out, they could just chop it off and eat all the leaves and it would grow back. And since I did those rows last year and all I did was go down the row and cut the tops off, I thought, well, you know, these planters are going to come in handy. And check out this easy build, okay? I had an aha moment right here with these dang on raised beds today. They're so well put together, but they're very simple and they're easy to put the pieces because they have the hinges on them. So I loved them, and I was so glad that I swiped these up in my little $50 moving sale. I was like, oh, heck yeah, this was perfect. But I got those set up, and I did 3 of them. And what I decided to do is take that big dirt mound that I had built. All that dirt is sitting over here on the corner of this concrete slab next to the shed. So I was like, okay, I got all these containers sitting around with all this extra dirt that I'm not going to use. I don't have time to do any extra stuff this year besides getting my marigolds and things in to keep down on the insects. So I was like, okay, let's just utilize some of these things that we have that we plan to take down to the property, especially knowing that I'm not going to do a garden down there this year. So I went over, I realized, okay, let me just dump all these tubs. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. I should put some of this straw that had all of the bird poop in it for fertilizer. So I ran over to the chicken coop, got all the straw that I threw out from last week from cleaning out the coop. And then I took that last step where the ducks had been eating away at the straw at the bottom because the poop's fallen out of the front. So I got all of that fertilized straw and used my chickens to help me to set up this flower bed, y'all. I sure did. I am using what I got, the way I got it. So I took all of that after I put the dirt in, took the straw and put it in because it's already damp. And I'm using the straw, you guys, because it's going to hold the moisture over the seeds so they germinate faster. So I'm doing all of these little tricks that I found on YouTube in this one little project, okay? I promise you. So once I got all the straw and everything put down and made sure that I covered up all of that dirt and stuff that I put in there that I had extra, I wanted to use the soil from the garden to put on the top to actually do the planting of the seeds. So I went over here and got the shovel so I would be able to get this dirt up and started scraping over here on this concrete and putting them in these buckets I just dumped out so I could bring it on over here and get these flower beds filled in. So now you see me getting everything together, okay? And I was being so tedious, y'all, at first. I was like, let me break up all the mud cuts and da-da-da. I was like, wait a minute. I got to bring over like at least 8 buckets of dirt. So let me stop being particular. Man, I started huffing. I was going back and forth so fast. Then I was like, why are you spreading it out? Just go over there, get the buckets, dump it in, get it over with. So once I got my mind around being pretty, I really got some things done. And I found a snake, y'all. Check this out. Look, I got so much going on right here. My mind was just going. And I was having so many thoughts. Oh, my God. I even came up with another plan to do the daggone house, okay? Y'all just get ready for draft number 3. I'm trying to do anything that's going to cut the cost, so let's just go with that. Then I found my second snake. I was like, shit, we're talking about the daggone snakes at the new property, and there's snakes all up and through this garden with all this dirt I've been moving around. But hey, I'm not complaining. The first thought that came in my mind was put it in a jar so I could see if Slim would scream the same way he did last time. But anyway, I got the raised boxes done, y'all, and I couldn't remember which one of these bags I bought that had the right seeds in it. So my intention right here is to plant all of the turnip seeds in these 3 boxes. The first one and the last one are going to have 5 rows, and the middle one I'm just going to take and spread the seeds in there because I want to see which way is going to be easier for the germination process. So I didn't do all of them the same. The 2 on the end I did like this. See, I just kind of split through here and I counted out 5 rows. And then because of how I did it last year, I just threw the seeds in, no particular order, didn't try to be all particular about putting just one seed. Because remember, I want this to be a turnip box. And I hope it doesn't end up being a daggone kale box because I can't remember which packet was which. But at any rate, when I go back tomorrow and finish off the garden that I started today, I will just do the other packet. So one of these is going to be for kale and the other one's going to be for turnip. And I use both of those as a mixture to do my foods when I make my turnip greens. So it will work out perfect. I don't even care, as long as I can eat. No, just saying. But anyway, I did the ones with the rows, and then I went back and backtracked and spread all the seed in the other one. And went on and got the water hose and came over and drenched those out. Then I got to thinking about the doggone birds and how they ate up all the corn, and I have to go over and fix all of that, with my time tomorrow. So I was like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that I go get something and put it on top of here so that I don't have to worry about all of my birds coming and eating the seeds off of this. So just to kind of deter them a little bit, once I finished watering it, I went over and got, I'm sorry, you guys, I went over and got that little flower pot of hay that I had left and just threw it on since I decided not to do any more projects. That way they had another barrier of straw that's going to collect moisture and help it to stay, moist and ready. Also, it'll keep the birds from getting right down to the seeds and eating up all of my work today, because Lord knows if I don't get some kind of harvest, I'm going to have to make sure that I put something around here so we can eat, okay? But when I get out to the property, I'm fencing it in. That's it.